So to put it quite bluntly, this Hornets roster is pretty much in shambles. You're looking at pretty much LaMelo's the only guy you want to keep around. Michael Jordan's looking at selling the team. So things are a bit out of hand. We're going to go ahead, hopefully get this team some help, and hopefully that can come in the form of Victor Wembanyama. So we are using the current injury roster, and that means LaMelo and Cody are out. As I said, LaMelo is pretty much the only guy I really want to keep around. And fun fact about me, I live in Australia, obviously. One of the first live matches I ever went to was an NBL game when LaMelo was playing for Illawarra. My friend and I sat courtside, or one row back, but essentially courtside, and that was a really cool experience. So he's got a special place in my heart. I definitely want to keep him around. Everyone else is pretty much good to go. I'm not too fussed. The other guys we can sort of throw into trades, definitely to move up in the draft, because I want to make sure we get Vic. So I do like Terry. He's been pretty good for them. Kelly Oubre's been hit or miss. Gordon Hayward, I like the idea of, but he's always injured, so probably not going to keep him around either. I think for the rest of this season, I'm actually going to do the OKC thing and shut down Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward. They'll say they don't really do that with Shea because, I mean, he does be getting injured sometimes, but, you know, they pretty much overreact and keep him out for the rest of the season anyway, or they have been up until this season. So I think I will go ahead and take these guys out of the rotation for the rest of the year. And even if LaMelo and Cody Martin come back, I'm not going to be playing them anyway. So I think we'll split these minutes up in between Kai Jones and James Bouknight. I still want to see if James can do something for us. I know he hasn't been exactly what they hoped for in real life in Charlotte, but he's going to be our sixth man for the rest of the season. So it looks like we will be starting, I guess, Mark Williams at the 5, Kelly Oubre. I mean, we could probably shut him down as well, but we've got to keep someone there to keep the fans interested, right? So we'll keep him at the shooting guard spot. Actually, we'll make him the small forward, and then we can go ahead and move James Bouknight to that starting shooting guard position. So we can do something like 28, and the rest of those positions are fine. So Kelly Oubre there, PJ there, and then we can just give these guys some more minutes too. We can play Bryce McGowan's a bit more, sure. Same with Kai Jones and Svi Mikhailuk. If we can get any of these guys trade value up, I'm happy with that. So for the rest of the season, we'll be rocking out like that. We're going to be trying to tank. I know using the T word, but try to drop down because we are not currently in the worst team sort of setting. We are 22-50. So you've got the Detroit Pistons that are worse than us. And then in the other conference in the West, you have the Spurs and the Rockets. Now I did try recording this already. I messed it up. So this is my second do-over. Basically, I got confused with the pick protection. So I looked it up. We do have our own pick. It's lottery protected this year. And we also received the Denver Nuggets pick. At least that's what I saw on Real GM. In the game, I was giving it to the OKC Thunder for some reason. I'm not sure why. So I will be overriding for that one. And then, yeah, apart from that, that's all I've got. We will go from here and see what we want to do. So I'll see you guys in the offseason. Hopefully we can lose a few games in a row. That's probably the only time I'll ever say that. See you guys soon. And just like that, LaMelo's already back. But as they said in real life, I'm pretty sure he's out for the rest of the season. Lonzo too, which sucks. Those guys have bad luck, man. Hopefully Lonzo can play again soon. But I'll see you guys in a second. And Cody's back too, but we're going to leave him out too. Any other injuries I'll deal with, but hopefully nothing too crazy happens. We do actually beat OKC, which is quite funny. So I'll be back soon. All right, so really not that many games left, which is kind of scary because this is the start today save. Jokic does win MVP. Paolo, Tyus, Rudy. Rudy winning deep boy is pretty interesting. I don't see that anymore. Alpi wins most improved, and the Celtics are I guess Joe Mazzulla is your coach of the year for the Celtics. We're not going to have any All-NBA players, which is fine. Let's see, did we drop anywhere in the standings? I don't think we could have. 24 wins, no. So we are a couple wins ahead. Hopefully we can get some lottery luck and I don't have to trade up, but we'll see how that goes. We're going to go ahead and simulate the playoffs. The Lakers make it as the 8th seed, and then Toronto on the other side. Battle of LA. And it looks like the Lakers actually make it to the finals. There you go. LeBron versus Tatum. The Lakers versus the Celtics. The NBA would love that. The Celtics do win in 5. Good for Tatum. All right, so moving forward. So here is the draft lottery. This is extremely important. You can see same thing as the first time I tried this. The Spurs there at 4. We will have that pick because it is top 14 protected, I believe, or top 16 protected. But I'm going to start this and I will see you guys when we're getting close to our range. Okay, so we do drop the 6. 2 recordings in a row. That's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. And you can see the Thunder have the Denver pick at 29, which is what it was before too. So I will be taking that. As I said, I saw that on Real GM. If it's incorrect, I apologize. Now, interestingly enough, we can keep Steve Clifford around for now, but I did see a comment on a 6 Rings of Steel video saying he doesn't listen to the comments or doesn't read the comments regarding hiring a good training staff, which basically helps player development. So you know who you are. I'm going to be listening to your comment, taking on your advice and filling these guys out because I want to make sure Victor progresses as well as possible. All right, cool. And I do actually manage to fill out our training stuff, so that's exciting. Hopefully Victor progresses as well as possible. And then we can sort of look at new coaches later if we don't perform. But I will quickly give us that Nuggets pick again. I apologize if it's incorrect. That's just what I saw on Real GM. If there are some other protections on that, you guys can let me know. But we will be taking this pick, and then I'll probably just give them a future second, and we'll go ahead and override that. Cool. So let me just go ahead and turn off trade override. All right, wonderful. Now that that is turned off, we will definitely be trading up to the first overall pick. I don't mind throwing the bag at the Spurs because we desperately need this pick to save our franchise. And just kidding, the Rockets got the first overall pick in this save. In the last one, it was the Spurs, so I got a little bit confused there. But let's go over to the Rockets. And this might actually make a little bit more sense in 2K terms at least, because Victor is technically a center, and they have Alpi, who develops very well in this game. So I would give them all of our picks this season. I would like to keep the high pick in the second round, but I would also give them that if they would like it. They still say no. And then I would also give them, let's see, they are a young team, obviously. I don't know if they'd be looking for a vet like Terry. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, actually, because of that big contract. But we will see if we can throw anyone else in here to entice them. Otherwise, I will look at giving them a future pick. Now, I do like Mark Williams, but obviously for the sake of getting Victor, I would do this. I'll try to keep that other pick. Would they agree to that? They still say no. And then what if I give them this pick? They say no again. I will get this to work, I promise. I'm not leaving this draft without Victor. I would also throw them Cody Martin. I don't know if they value him. He's still relatively young, and they do agree to that. Awesome. So we are getting Victor on this team to go with LaMelo. Just give me him. Let me get over to my second round pick that we did manage to keep, which was in the exact same spot too. So maybe there's something going on with these simulations, or at least during the draft lottery. And I guess we can also grab Wilson Thomas. He's the best guy available by the look of it, unless there is someone else by the other ranks. No, it looks like it's him. So I will go ahead and grab him. So Victor is your #1 overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, going to Charlotte. Amen Thompson goes second to the Pistons. Nick Smith. Scoot falls all the way to 6. So there you go. The Rockets still got arguably the second best player in this draft. I love that. He can play next to Jalen Green. So maybe they had a feeling he was going to fall. Obviously, in real life, that probably wouldn't happen, but I've got storylines turned on. And then where is the guy they are saying might actually go over Scoot? There he is. No, that's Barbara Miller. Where is Brandon Miller? I probably scrolled past him and I'm blind. And that is the case. He also goes to Houston. So that's a W of a draft for them. I don't know if he's that good in this draft class, but they had a really good draft nonetheless. So we will definitely pick up Victor, obviously. And Wilson's a 60, so we won't grab him. Okay, so LaMelo, yes. Teo for 1.9 mil, sure. James Bouknight, I'll give him another chance. I want to see if he can still turn into something for us now that we have our new coaching staff. Not coaching staff, training staff, pardon me. So used to saying that. Same with Bryce McGowan's. Kai Jones we can definitely hold on to. And then JT Thor is cool too. So let's have a look and see in qualifying offers. We'll probably bring back PJ. Hopefully I can get him on a cheaper contract. Nick Richards, we'll see what we want to do with him. So going into moratorium, PJ Washington is probably the first guy I would actually be looking to re-sign. We will wait till after moratorium because we get that silly glitch where it makes me wait. Otherwise, it'll give him a 1-year deal with a no trade clause. That's still been in the game for about 6 years, so good on you, 2K. Dennis Smith, we'll wait on these guys too. Hopefully they don't get picked up. We should have a bit of cap though too. Obviously no one really wants to play in Charlotte, but if we overpay for somebody, we might be able to get them. You never know. So let me see. PJ Washington, he's 24. I would give him a 4-year deal. So that takes until he's about 28. Would he take 12 mil? And if I just flat load that, that's reasonable enough. 48 for 4, would he accept that? I'm sure he will. And let's just actually have a quick peek at the roster before we go any further. So obviously we got LaMelo. We got Terry for now. I think he might be a guy we move at the deadline. James Bouknight as well. Gordon Hayward, also another guy we might look to move if anyone wants him. Otherwise, we might have to just consider buying him out because I mean, he's on the last year of his deal, so someone might want him. I mean, a competitive team who just needs that little bit to get them over the edge. We could give him away for cheap. Kai Jones as our starting power forward is a little bit rough. Victor at the center, I don't know if we want to play him at the center. We might try to move him over to a power forward or something, or maybe even a small forward, get really weird with it. We will see how we go with that. And of course, we do have to bring back PJ. So he's actually probably going to be our starting power forward. I don't hate that. It wants to renounce the rights on Kelly Oubre. I mean, sure, unless I can bring him back into a sign and trade, but I would probably let him walk also. That is big bickies. So Westbrook is still there. Obviously, we don't need Westbrook, although I feel like that was rumored weirdly for a little while. Harrison Barnes is probably a better option than Gordon Hayward at this point. Cam Johnson would be kind of cool too. He doesn't have any real deals. Do we have a real starting small forward? I mean, we do have Gordo, but we probably want to get rid of him. I think more or less we can run this team out for this season, and that's not the end of the world. There's no pressure to be good immediately. It's not real life where LaMelo might request a trade. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could sign one more guy. And I think Kelly will actually find his way back to us. I'm going to give him a $15 million contract, but then we're definitely going to throw a team option onto that. So he can just be that last guy in the rotation. I was going to say, hopefully we can get Nick Richards back on a qualifying offer, but I think 2K just declined the rights on him. Well done there, 2K. Thanks for that. But it doesn't bother me too much. So could we also bring back Dennis Smith is the question. I mean, we don't necessarily need him. I would be willing to give Teo some run. So I think we might just roll that out for the next season. It's nothing too exciting, but we're really just looking to progress Victor. And LaMelo goes up to a 91, which is exciting. We have Gordon Hayward regressing, who hopefully doesn't stick around too much. I'm seeing a lot of green here from these guys though, which is nice. And then PJ's pretty much stagnant at a 77. So maybe I overpaid there. Who knows? I think that's still definitely a tradable contract, so we can throw that in later on if need be. He's only 24 years old. Okay, I'm pretty excited, man. So we finally have that number 2 guy right now. You can see LaMelo and Victor are our untouchables. And then if we move over to our game plan, Vic will be our starting center this season. I made his backup position a 4. In the future, we can definitely move him to a 4, even a 3. I'm willing to experiment with. Let's get weird. LaMelo is our 1. Terry and Gordon are our wings at the moment. We can definitely make a change there. We have Kelly as our 6-man, Teo, Bryce McGowan's, and Book Knight. So that bench gets a little iffy, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to go ahead and say play through star. That's probably not the best option in terms of winning, just because we don't have many other good options around them. But I definitely want to do that so we can get them the ball more and so they can hopefully progress better. We can say shoot at will. We're a young team, so we can definitely try to run it more so. Neutral defensive aggression is fine with me. Some crash, others run. And then if we go over to our system proficiency, it's 3-star pace and space. Is 7 seconds any better? It's not, it's about the same. So I guess we will leave it for now. We'll see how this team can go. I did up LaMelo's shot tendency and Vic's, but apart from that, I think we're all good. So we're going to go ahead and start, see how we go. We can definitely see if we want to be buyers or sellers, depending on how good we are. So it says we're rebuilding at the moment. Yeah, that makes sense. That roster's not very good on paper, but I mean, there is a lot of near 80 guys, which is nice. So it's not the end of the world, whichever way we want to go. If we go over to the power rankings, I'm assuming we are right at the bottom. Let's just have a quick look. I think I scrolled past us. That's interesting. So they've got us at 19. The Suns are last, but they still have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. Okay, 2K, that's kind of interesting. And I think we will actually change Victor's training schedule to a 2-way power forward, just because I want him to be a 2-way player. And I think the power forward training sort of gives him more versatility in terms of what it's going to allow him to do. So we can definitely do that. We'll set his load management to low. You're only 19, young fella. And then they've got LaMelo on playmaking training, which I don't think he necessarily needs just because he's already so good at it. And the game froze. Awesome, 2K. That's just fantastic. So I'll be back in a jiffy. All right, reloaded and redone everything that I had before. So now we are on to the player mentorship. I think I'm still going to throw LaMelo on here. Yeah, so they've got him being mentored by Terry Rozier. But do I think there is a better option than that? Should we put him with Gordon Hayward maybe? I don't know. Let's have a look who has better badges. No, it does look like that is still the best option. So we'll go ahead and give him those. And then for Victor, do we have any older sort of bigs? I think I saw we signed Willie Cauley-Stein. He's only got Rise Up, but I guess it's better than nothing. And I guess for right now, Victor's going to be mentored by Willie Cauley-Stein because that's the only option we have. We might see if we can sign a better veteran big. And there's our old friend Nick Richards just sitting there, which is kind of annoying that 2K made me give him up, but it is what it is. Thomas Bryant isn't really a vet. Jalen Williams is sitting there. Hello? Are you serious? Would it let me sign him? I don't have enough, but I'll definitely take him. And funnily, I was tossing up between DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin because they have the most badges and they're the oldest. I think I'll go with Blake because he has some badges that I think would suit Victor's skill set. So I will go ahead and just make that change. Cool, and we will give him back down masher and post playmaker. Beautiful. All right, so we're playing LaMelo and Victor a ton of minutes, which is cool. And Blake's actually going to get minutes for us, which is a little bit concerning. I think, do I want to play Bryce McGowens or James Bouknight? I think I would rather play James Bouknight just to see what he can do, and then we can throw Bryce McGowens in the G League. But we will start simulating. We'll see what we want to do, whether or not we want to be buyers or sellers, or if we just want to stand pat. Hopefully we can win a few games. I don't think this roster is really good enough to do so, so we might be looking to move away Gordon Hayward and Terry, depending on how we go. See if we can get maybe a late first round pick for them. I don't know. And it looks like Teo is actually a two-way player, so I'm going to go ahead and sign him. We don't have enough space, but I definitely want him playing for us. So who are we going to let walk? We'll probably let Willie Cauley-Stein walk now that we have Blake. And let me go ahead and sign Teo for the remainder of the season. So that should actually change up our bench, give us a bit more depth. Cool. So he's our 7-man, Blake Griffin, and then we can also play Bouknight, as I said. I'm also happy to put Bryce McGowens in the G League, or do we just play him as well? We might honestly run a 10-man just because we're not looking that great this season. So let me retry this. James Bouknight, cool. Kai Jones is there. Maybe we put Kai Jones in the G League. I mean, he's only 22 years old at a 73 overall. So we could try that. So I think I will do that just because we don't really have any more roster spots free. But this is the team we're going to start with. PJ's already upset, which is awesome. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can stay relatively healthy. But if we can't, we'll cross that bridge. So I will be back with you guys shortly. I think I do still have those guys as our untouchables. Cool. So let's see how bad this Hornets team still is. We're really just banking on Victor and LaMelo becoming gods. And immediately we have an injury with Teo. That's why I hate playing with injuries in 2K, man. They make absolutely no sense. We get offered Wendell Carter for Kelly Oubre. I mean, we already have Vic. We could put Vic at the 4 or Wendell at the 4. We still have PJ Washington, so I don't know. Maybe that was a bad contract that I gave him, but it's not totally untradeable. So anyway, we'll keep going. I'm not going to take anything just yet. And Teo's back already. Awesome. So we'll just have the CPU thrown back in. All right, so trade deadline, we are 16-39. We are the second worst team in the East, and then only Minnesota is worse in the West. So I think we definitely need to decide. I think we're going to be sellers. Get rid of some of these guys, try to get picks and rebuild for next year. LaMelo was an all-star, which is nice. And Vic is #1 in Rookie of the Year voting. His points have gone down a little bit. He was putting up 20, but he's giving us about 18, 11, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 42% from the field, 28 from 3, which is a little bit tough, but 72 from the line, which is nice. You've also got Scoot, Gregory, Nick, and Chet, because technically a rookie. Victor is also actually #1 in the Defensive Player of the Year race. If he wins that as a rookie, that's kind of crazy. Definitely not deserved because we're so bad, but Claxton, he's on the Nets, and they're also really bad. So if either of us win it, I might honestly give it to Giannis, but we'll see how we go with that. So apart from that, LaMelo's been good. He's giving us about 24, 8, and 6 on 50, 37, 88 splits. Terry, about 11 points, 5 assists. He's got his 3-point percentage back up, so I think he's gotten himself to a point where a team would want him. He's now only got 2 years plus a team option, which he'll probably opt into. So 3 years left on his deal, but 23 million goes up to 26. Not the end of the world. Gordo's on the last year of his deal, and he actually hasn't been injured. We've had a ton of little nagging injuries I didn't bother stopping for. I just let the CPU do it, but not him. 46, 36, 75, about 10 points. 4 assists. As an expiring, I think a team would value him. PJ's been giving us about 7, 3, and 3 on 36% from 3. That's pretty good. We saw Vic. Kelly Oubre, he's also giving us about 11, 3.5. So I've had some trade offers for him as well. Teo, 9 and 3. Not bad stuff. His per 36 looks all right. Can't hit a 3 though. Blake, in the playtime he's gotten for us, about 10, 48% from the field. How's Bouknight been? 6 points, 34 from 3. Per 36 is about 20, 44 from the field, so that's not bad. Maybe we can resuscitate his career a little bit. Svi Mykhailiuk somehow found minutes again because Bryce McGowens is injured, of course. So I think I will just go through, see if anyone is interested in these guys and if there are any selling teams, and I'll see maybe if they want to make a trade. All right, so for our first major move, we'll be doing this one here, sending Terry to the Warriors to be their 6th man in place of Buddy Hield. They still have their usual starting lineup more or less too. We're also getting Aaron Neesmith for Josh Jackson. So Buddy Hield, he's making slightly less money. He's also on a 1-year deal, so we can decide if we bring him back or if we let him walk. So we'll definitely be taking this one. Man, that was hard to find a trade that made sense, but the Warriors are sort of in their last competing couple of seasons, but he does go down at a shooting guard, but that's all good. He will be starting there for us, and I think he fits a little bit better next to LaMelo. And then next, I think I'll just see if there's anywhere that makes sense for Gordon, because Kelly can probably stay. We're not paying him too much. He's on a 1+1 anyway. So Gordon Hayward on the last year of his deal, I'm sure he could help somebody out. And so now we'll be sending Gordon Hayward to the Wizards. So they're building a competitive team around Bradley Beal, as they always are. So they'd have Monty Morris, Brad, Gordon Hayward, Denny Avdia, and then they have Jalen Williams there too, as well as Montrezl Harrell. We are getting Gafford off them and Luke Kennard. So Gafford, we can start at center and move Wemby to the 4, which I'd be happier with. Luke Kennard's just there to make the money work. We can decline that team option. And then they're also going to get Kai Jones, who wasn't playing for us anyway. So let's go, dude. I didn't want to accept that straight up. Can I throw in somebody else? They want an unprotected first. Yeah, no thanks. They want to give me Jalen Williams too. That's a little bit crazy. So I might do the original trade that was Teo Maladon instead. But there we go. So they would take 3 seconds and Isaiah Thomas. They would give us back Montrezl Harrell, sure. I think he's on a 1 year anyway. Perfect. So now we can actually go ahead and move Vic down to the 4. And I think we will just go ahead and keep Kelly Oubre as our small forward for the rest of the season. Cool. So I feel like we're picking up a little bit better of a direction. Obviously, those other 2 guys weren't going to be around for the long haul anyway. So now we have PJ as our 6th man. He might also be someone we can trade in the future. Aaron Neesmith, Teo Maladon, and Montrezl Harrell. So we made the bench a little bit better. All of those guys can play. That's fine. And yeah, so I think I am happy with that offseason. I would have liked to have gotten another pick or something like that for one of those guys, but I don't think that was going to happen. So let me just adjust these positions and we can move forward. All right, man. So we do still have our pick. It is still lottery protected, I believe. So we will see what happens. Hopefully we can finish out the season at least getting our star players to progress a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. And I will see you guys soon. All right, so Pat again, I think we had 27 wins or something like that. Ja is your MVP. That's cool to see. And we get Victor as Rookie of the Year. Let's go, dude. 18, 10, 2, 1, and almost 3. 30% from 3 is a little bit iffy. And he wins Depoy as a rookie. I don't know if I can allow that, dude. I mean, I don't normally override it when it's crazy. So if it's someone on our team, I'm going to take it. I probably shouldn't. Darius Garland wins Most Improved. That's kind of funny. There you go. We get Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to keep it. I'll be greedy. Do we get LaMelo on an All-NBA team? We do not, which is kind of surprising. But obviously, we get Victor on All-Defensive First Team. And then Scoot also makes the Rookie First Team. He averaged about 16. Nick Smith with about 20. Wow. And then Chet gives them 13. Dylan Mitchell. Was there anyone else? No. It looks like Brandon Miller did not make it, which is kind of funny. And we obviously did not make the play-in tournament. Let's go quickly and check not the power rankings. If we go over to the NBA standings, I'm assuming we were the second worst team. So the Nets are technically a little bit worse than 28 wins there, 26 wins there. So we're in the hunt again for a lottery pick. We do have our pick. Let's go ahead and see who wins the finals this year. And Portland makes it against the Cavs. Okay, and they actually win. Let's go. Dame got his championship ring. Did they pick up anyone? They got Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons. They brought in Clint Capella and Jonathan Isaac. There you go, Portland. All you need to do is put a little bit of defense around Dame. They also got a Saw Thompson. And then you win the finals, I guess. Awesome. So going into the off season now. And this one we'll probably just skip through. Looks like we have the 3rd worst odds. And do we get it? It drops to 6. But it's saying it's for the Spurs. It's not. It's still protected. I'm reading here again off Real GM. So it is 1 through 16 in 23, 1 through 14 in 24 and 25. And if it is not conveyed a first by 25, then they will get our 2nd round picks in 26 and 27 from San Antonio via New York to Atlanta. That's confusing, but we do get that pick, so I'll be giving that to us, the number 6 overall pick. All right, so we can still keep Steve Clifford around for now. It's not like we had a very good roster for him to work with. So let's see who is on the board, and if there is no one that I really like, then I might go ahead and try to trade the pick or trade it with a player. We'll see. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and take Ron Holland here with the 6th overall pick. I like that. We'll go ahead and sim to the end, see who goes first. Xavier Booker to the Kings, DJ Wagner to the Timberwolves, Omaha Belu, Isaiah Collier, Mackenzie Mbako, and then Ron Holland there to us. He's a 77 overall, so that's pretty good. I'll take that. And then do we have any options? We do. So I'm going to decline Luke Kennard. I think I'm going to decline Kelly Oubre as well. Then we can try bring him back for less if we want to. James Bouknight and JT Thor. 6 mil is a lot for James Bouknight, but I'll bring him back. He wasn't bad in the minutes he played. We can always try to move him in a trade because I think he has upped his value to the point where it's worth something. All right, qualifying offers, we'll obviously give one to LaMelo. We'll give one to Naismith too because we did pick him up in that trade. And I'm assuming we're going to have to pay LaMelo. That is the case. We also have Buddy Hield and Aaron Naismith. So we are actually pretty deep in the luxury tax. So I guess we'll have to bring these guys back and then upgrade our roster via trade. The Pacers have offered him a deal. Nothing real though. I'm going to try to simulate through this so we can just go ahead and give him a proper deal. And it's not going to make me give him a 1-year deal, but he does accept a deal there. We will go ahead and match that. And man, if LaMelo does decide to walk, that's pretty much doomsday for this team. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to bring some guys back. James Bouknight, as I said, I don't think he's going to be starting for us. We probably want to bring back, where did Buddy Hield go? Did he sign somewhere or did it make me renounce the rights on him? I can't tell, but we do actually have a bit of cap space, which is pretty exciting. I don't know who would want to come here. We'd probably have to overpay one of the lesser guys like they did with Gordon Hayward. We could bring in Lonzo. I mean, that kind of makes sense. He would probably want to play with his brother. He doesn't have any real deals. He's healthy again. You know what? I might honestly do that. Play him at the shooting guard spot. It's too perfect, man. It writes itself. I have to sign Lonzo Ball. It's the only thing that makes sense. So I'd give him a 3-year deal. He doesn't like that so much. He likes that a little bit more. So what if I gave him a player option on the end of that? We'll go ahead and offer him that. He declines it, but it's the most I can give him. Is there anyone I could trade away to get a little bit more cap back? This one kind of makes sense. We get Josh Christopher. He's technically the better overall, but he did have a similar season to what James Bouknight did for us off the bench. We give them a second. They're going to give us a first, which is a swap with the Rockets. So that could be something valuable. And they get 2 young pieces. So we'll go ahead and do that. That also clears up a bit of cap. So hopefully we can go ahead and sign Lonzo. And we do have a little bit more money. Nice. I'll give him a 4-year deal with a player option. And I think he's going to accept that. Let's go, dude. We're going to get the other Ball brother in Charlotte. This is best case scenario. And I think that does make sense. Let's go. We get Lonzo Ball on the 4th day. That's so awesome, dude. So that makes things a little bit easier. If we go ahead and move him to a shooting guard, he goes down. Does LaMelo go down? They both go down. So I guess Lonzo's just going to have to bite the bullet and become our shooting guard. And that's kind of cool, man. I was not expecting it to take that sort of turn, but that makes me feel really good. So now we have LaMelo and Lonzo. We have Ron Holland, we have Vic, and we have Gafford. That is a starting lineup that I like. We still have PJ off the bench. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just need some more backups and we're good. So I'm going to try and find a backup guard and a backup big, I think. And full circle moment, we can bring back Nick Richards after a year of being away from us. So I think I will go ahead and do that. See if I can lower that a little bit, and I'll throw a team option on there just in case he's not too good. And now I can pick up Harrison Barnes. Actually, we got to wait first because I'm not sure if we'll be able to get him after we sign Nick Richards. And we do get Nick. Awesome. You love to see that. I will renounce the rights on Bryce McGowan's, unfortunately. And believe it or not, 2K's still letting me overpay for Kelly Oubre and for Buddy Hield. So I think I might go ahead and do that. I'll give Kelly 15. I'm going to trade one of them definitely for a point guard. We can call that a sign and trade. So we get Buddy. Do we also get Kelly Oubre? We do. I'm just wondering, maybe I want to keep him because he's younger. So I might actually give him a new deal that's 2 years instead. And now I can't overpay for him. I should have just done it when I had a chance. That's my own fault. Yeah, that's really frustrating. 2K just sold me. And I think I'll actually go ahead and pick up Tyus Jones on a 2-year deal. He doesn't have any offers, so that's awesome. That's our backup point guard, and I guess we can actually keep Buddy if we get him. Cool. So that is our free agency. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. I love to see it, man. Hopefully we get some progression. Buddy Hield goes down too. That's not the end of the world. Everyone else progresses. Lonzo's back up to an 85 as a shooting guard. Vic's up to an 85. So we have a proper big 3 now. That's awesome, man. Let's get it. All right, man. So in year 3, we have a proper roster. The 2 L balls. That's awesome. So LaMelo, Lonzo, Ron Holland there at the small forward. Hopefully he can develop for us as well. I didn't really see. Does he have many badges? He does. He's got a few. So that's nice. We got Vic at the 4, Gafford at the 5. We could even switch them, but I think Gaff's more of a true center, whereas Vic is definitely more of a modern sort of guy. Tyus Jones is our 6th man. Love that. Josh Christopher. Nick Richards is back. We still have PJ Washington and Buddy Hield. So we have a real bench, dude. Let's get it. That's a crazy turnaround. I guess we're just hoping for Ron Holland to get better. And then we might have to upgrade Gafford because he looks like he's stuck at a 79. We have more time to look at that. If we go over to the power rankings, do they have us a bit higher this year? They do, we're in the top 10. So hopefully we can make the playoffs, man. Let's have a look. All right, so we are in the playoffs. Let's get it. 29 and 25, about 10 games-ish back from the 1 seed. Everyone's playing really well. I don't like that LaMelo's only scoring 23 points, but he's also giving us 5 rebounds, 9 assists on really efficient shooting. Lonzo's giving us about 14, 5, and 8 assists. Probably the best playmaking backcourt in the league. Probably even one of the best defensive ones. He's shooting 39 from 3. Not the greatest from the field, though. Ron Holland, as a rookie, is putting up 11, 8, and 4. So even he's a good playmaker. 44%, 29 from 3 is a little tough, so I might have to lower his three-point tendency. Vic, about 19, 9, and 3. Almost 2 blocks. Still 27% from 3, which sucks. And they're starting Nick Richards now. So interesting. 13. I'm thinking about making a trade with Gafford and PJ Washington, maybe for an upgrade at power forward or center, depending on where we want to put Vic. Then Tyus Jones as our 6th man has been really good too. So we're just a phenomenal playmaking team. We've got to be like right up there. Let's have a look. So assists per game, yeah, we're number 1. We're averaging 37 assists per game. That's awesome. Now let me just see if there was a trade to be made. Is there anything decent we can do? So to be Gafford, and then we'd probably throw in PJ Washington. I did notice something pretty cool. We actually signed Kemba Walker just as a filler from free agency. So he's back. That's pretty cool. We could get Christian Wood. He's an 80 overall, so he's only slightly better. He's averaging 15 points. Is that better than what Gafford's given us? PJ's giving us 7 points on 34 from 3. We also get Malik Beasley. Christian Wood's on a 2-year deal. I might honestly do that because he's an offensive player while Vic is a defensive player. And then we could also even move Christian Wood to the power forward and switch him with Vic. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's cool. I think that will be my only trade here. Let's see. So Vic stays the same at a center. And where is Christian Wood? He stays the same as a power forward. So I guess we can leave it for now and then just see what we want to do. All right. And I think I'm happy with that. So let's see. Maybe this team can do something, make some more noise with Christian Wood. I don't know. We'll see. And I still like the bench too. Fingers crossed. Let's see what we can do. All right. Cool, man. We end up with 45 wins. LaMelo did get injured for a little bit, so we probably dropped 4 more than we should have. That's all good. DG wins MVP. That's pretty cool. Almost said D-Book, but Xavier Booker is your Rookie of the Year, about 19 points. Amen Thompson, Claxton wins D-Boy. There it is. And now he's in Washington. So they got a bit of a revolving door. Dalen Terry, most improved. That's nice. And Quinn Snyder is your Coach of the Year. So let's see. Did we get any All-NBA players? Hopefully we got at least 1. Does not look like it, which hurts a little bit. And we get Vic on All Defensive Second Team. And Ron Holland on All Rookie First Team. That's pretty cool. He averaged 4 assists, which is really nice. 7 rebounds, 11 points. I dropped his 3-point tendency a little bit and his efficiency went up, so you'll have to see that. All right, and we are the 5 seed. That's awesome, dude. Let's get it. So we'll simulate the play-in and we have Orlando on the first round. All right, so I went to do our playoff rotation. I didn't even notice. These guys must have gotten hurt right at the end of the season. So Lonzo, our starting shooting guard, and Tyus, our 6th man, are both out. So we will be starting Josh Christopher. Ron Holland's there, Victor, Christian Wood's still there, Malik Beasley, and then we go down to Cody Martin. So that hurts a little bit. Hopefully we can make something happen. We have Orlando in round 1. So they have Kason Wallace, Nick Smith, Carson Wallace, I think it is, Franz Wagner, Paolo, and Wendell. Paolo going against Victor would be such a cool matchup to see. All right, so let's see what happens in game 1. I'm just going to simulate it. We lose because of course we do by 20. So that's fantastic. Victor has 28, 7, and 5. LaMelo 17 and 17. He did not shoot the greatest. Game 2, we go down 2-0. I have a bad feeling that we're going to get swept. So let me just see if there's any changes I can make. All right, so we just adjusted some of the minutes. Let's simcast this one. We'll go always simulate there. So we are at home in Charlotte, off to a really good start. 14-3 is phenomenal. So hopefully we don't choke this lead, and that's exactly what's happened. We're going back and forth. If we can win at least 1 game here, I'll be very happy because this is our first season sort of in the mix. It's very back and forth here in the third. It's a tie game now. We do take a little bit of a lead, and it looks like we're going to win at least 1 game. We win by 7 in a close one towards the end. We choked a little bit. LaMelo, 37, 11, and 11. He didn't score enough in the first one, but he did in this one. Christian Wood with 24, 20, 12, and 2 blocks, 3 steals from Vic. Ron Holland with a 15, 12, and 6 piece. Not shooting the greatest, but we'll take it. And Cody Martin in 10 minutes had 0 points. So I think He might be out of the rotation, I'm just going to be honest. So I guess we'll run an 8-man. That's a little bit risky with injuries, but let's do something like this. How's Nick Richards been? I'm assuming elite, yeah. Malik Beasley, not the greatest in the world. So we'll go about 20 there. We can go 25 there. 32 to Christian Wood. We have 3 more minutes to play with. I guess we can just go ahead, give those there, and then 1 extra to Vic. Can we tie this up 2-2? That'll make me pretty happy. Let's go ahead and simulate. We are still in Charlotte, but it looks like we are off to a bad start this time, not like the last one. Okay, it looks like they're pulling away in the third a little bit, which you don't like to see. And yeah, it looks like we're going to lose this game, unfortunately. We do lose by 15. 3-1, so I don't think we're going to win anymore. 34-10 from LaMelo. Let's just go ahead and see if they win in 5, or can we force a game 6? We are back in Orlando, back and forth here to start. Take a bit of a lead here in the second, which is nice, but they are bringing it back, and we've blown our lead already. Can we go ahead and hold on? It's a 7-point game. I have a feeling we're going to choke this. 70, there it is. They take the lead, and we choked. Awesome. What is that fourth quarter? We only scored 29 to their 43. Come on, dude. Paulo with 25, Vic with 24 and 10. So let's go ahead and simulate the rest of these. I mean, we didn't have Lonzo, which hurts. We'll see what happens anyway next season. And the Pistons actually beat the Grizzlies in 6. So that's an interesting one. And I think we are going to go ahead and fire Steve Clifford. Obviously, that's our first time in the playoffs, but I just don't think that was good enough. And Ty Lue's here, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him max amount of money. He's tentative, so that means we're not going to get him. That's really frustrating. I don't know why that's even in the game. So I guess my next option is then Trent Peterson. We'll go ahead and give him a 3-year deal. And yeah, we don't get Ty Lue. So I'll go ahead and sign Trent. It sucks. I wanted a real guy, but the game's dumb. You never get the good coaches. So then we will also fill out the rest of these spots. All right, and we actually have the 5th overall pick. That was from that trade we got the Nets pick with. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to get Jarrett Allen from the Cavs. So I guess they get a high pick, they get another young talent, and maybe they don't want to pay him again. He's on the last year of his deal. Makes our defense a little bit better. But the good news is we still have our own first round pick, which is at 19. So I still do get someone in this draft. But I think I will also trade our pick, which I think is at 19, over for Paul Reed. Cool, so I think we're ready. We don't need to draft anymore, guys. Kyle Hardy, I don't even know if that's a real class, so we will just skip past all this. Go straight to team player options. We will give all of these guys the offer, so we don't have to re-sign them. Josh Christopher, I want to bring back as well as a backup. So it looks like Josh Christopher is our only real free agent. Hopefully we can get him back. All right, now that we're past moratorium, I'm going to go ahead and lock him up on a 5-year deal. We'll try to give him 15 mil and we'll flat load that. Cool, and we do get Josh. Awesome. So our team is more or less locked in. Hopefully we can stay healthy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Obviously, I got to change some positions around, but I think we're good, man. Let's go to play progression. So LaMelo's a 94, Vic is a 90, Lonzo goes down 1. I assume that's because he was injured. We also have Jarrett Allen now. Josh Christopher and Ron Holland get better. Then we get some regression out of those guys, but that is all good. We got the 2 Ball brothers. We've got Ron Holland. We got Vic. We got Jarrett Allen. Josh Christopher is our 6th man. Then Tyus Jones. I believe Josh is a shooting guard. Yep. Nick Richards, Malik Beasley, and Buddy Hield. We still have Paul Reed down there that we traded for, so maybe we didn't need him. We can definitely throw him and one of these 2 guys into an upgrade for that bench spot. We'll see how we go. Hopefully, we're a decent team. How does the power rankings have us rated? And we are at 4, so pretty exciting. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully, we don't get too many injuries. All right, and we're going to do this blockbuster trade here at the deadline. So we're going to upgrade Ron Holland. I know he's young. He's been pretty good, but we sort of want to make a win now move. The Warriors are rebuilding. We're getting Wiggins. They also had Denny on a minimum, so I'm assuming they just paid him for 1 year, which is usually what happens in these instances, and that is exactly the case. So we'll get him as well on a minimum. We're getting 2 other players to make it work. They want to give us Austin Reeves too. We're giving them 2 first-round picks. So as a rebuilding team, I don't think this is the worst haul in the world. Looks like Ron Holland has a ton of upside, so we will go ahead and accept that. Hopefully this does not come back to bite me. Looked at some other guys too, but I could not make the money work, so we'll go ahead and get rid of DeAndre Hunter. So now we have LaMelo, Lonzo, Wiggins, Vic, Jarrett Allen, Denny as our 6th man, Josh Christopher, Tyus Jones, Austin Reeves, and Nick Richards. And we still have this guy that we got in the draft. I think he was a high-ish pick, 26th overall pick, so not super high, but he's got a bit of value too. In any case, let's finish this out. Hopefully we can actually go ahead and win the finals. And hopefully I did not just mess up our chemistry as per usual. We'll go ahead and have the CPU do that. It's still at 100, so we are 37 and 19, not too bad. We'll see if we can win it all. Scary thing is both of these guys are on 1-year deals, so was Denny, so I don't know if we can bring everyone back, fingers crossed. But we are trying to catch the 1-seeded Pistons. We might be able to, and let's see how it ends. So we're going to finish as the 2 seed, very close to Detroit, but that's all good. We put together a good streak there towards the end of the season. Jokic is MVP, this guy's Rookie of the Year, and man 6-man, Walker Kessler, Depoy, Timberwolves fans, shield your eyes. Nick Smith and Dwayne Casey, they had one more win than us, but we get Executive of the Year. Any NBA players, all NBA players. Okay, we get Vic on 3rd team finally, so that's pretty cool. What did he average? 21, 10, 2, 38 from 3. You love to see it, man. What's he up to? He's up to a 90. Beautiful. And he's also all defensive 2nd team. Awesome. So we are the 2 seed, I believe. We are. Let's go ahead and simulate the play-in before we go any further. So LaMelo's up to a 95 overall. He gave us about 20, 11 on 50, 40, 87 splits. Lonzo's not injured. You'll have to see it. 15 points, 43 from 3. Wiggins, big reason I got him was he's a much better 3-point shooter than Ron Holland. 39%. He's still a good defender, about 12 points. We saw Vic. So we have a couple guys averaging 20. Jared Allen averaging 17. You'll have to see it. Denny, about 12 and 7 rebounds, 33 from 3. Josh Christopher, about 13. 11 from Tyus and 5 assists on 38 from 3. Austin Reeves, my guy, 3 points on 48% from the field. And then 5 from Nick Richards. But I think for the playoffs, we will just run a 9. I don't see any real reason to play Nick. I will just make Jared Allen a backup power forward. So I look at this team, dude. I see everything we need to win a championship, but I'm not going to hold my breath because we know how this game is with its simulation. System proficiency is at 3.5 stars. So we have Toronto in round 1, who were rebuilding actually before the deadline. So that's interesting. They kept Scotty. So it looks like 84. I think we're better. I mean, Scotty's probably going to dog Wiggs, but let's go ahead and see if we simulate game 1. We win that one. Cool. And it's a close one, 4-point game where LaMelo or Lonzo. LaMelo has 33, 9, and 12. I'm going to be doing that a lot. He shot really well. Vic was really good. Jared Allen, Wiggs. Lonzo only had 9 points on bad shooting. That's a little bit scary. Game 2, we do win. Vic had 32, 10, and 4. Scotty had 19 and 18. Hopefully we can go up 3-0, and we can. Beautiful. So we win by 19 there. Jared Allen leads us that game with 36. Can we go ahead and sweep? Awesome, dude. I feel like I never sweep these days. So that one, 116, 102. Scotty Barnes, Vic with 25 and 6. So in round 2, I think we're going to have Cleveland, who is fun to play in 2K. If you know, you know. And then Detroit made it out up there. They swept as well. All right, so just fixed up some tendencies. Austin Reeves wasn't really shooting the ball. But let's see. Cleveland in round 2. Bet this is the same team as usual, but it can't be because we have Jared Allen. I had a brain fart. They have Miles Turner now, which if they got Miles Turner, that's a pretty good replacement. They still have Mobley. They still have OG. They still have their main guys. So this will be an interesting series. I can definitely see us losing this. Game 1, they do take because, of course, it's a blowout as well. 24 points. Vic has 31. Garland has 40. Game 2, we tied up. Beautiful. 32 from Vic. 30 from Lonzo or LaMelo? LaMelo. I'm just going to assume that Lonzo's, probably not going to score that much. He has been terrible. He has been really bad. So he's only playing 28 minutes as is. I don't even know what to do. I mean, we'll give 1 extra there to Wiggs. I mean, do I bench Lonzo, start Denny at the 3 and play Wiggins at the 2? Or even Josh Christopher? I don't know. That might be something we have to have a look at, but I do like Lonzo's defense. Can we go up 2-1? We can. Beautiful. Evan Mobley has 22, but Wemby has 29. He's been a beast this playoffs, man. Can we go up 3-1? We can. Let's see. Garland with 25. LaMelo with 24 and Lonzo with 18. So he has a better game there. He bounces back a little bit. Can we just go ahead and gentlemen sweep them, please? Awesome, dude. So we are in the conference finals. LaMelo 32. I'm going to assume that's LaMelo 39 for Garland. And it looks like Detroit is tied up 2-2. Let's see who wins that series. And they do win, but they go to game 7. We have OKC and Memphis on the other side. So let's see who they have. Cade versus LaMelo would be awesome. Lonzo versus Ivy. They have Laurie as well. Our front court destroys theirs though. So Vic better have like a 40-point series. They are the 1 seed. We win game 1. Vic has 23. LaMelo has 20. LaMelo has 28, I assume. Yeah, I need to stop doing that because obviously it's not going to be Lonzo. Can we go up 2-0? We can. Okay, Cade has 40, but it was not enough. I do want to see, has LaMelo developed into any sort of a defender? I'm just going to go to the badges to check that because the ratings don't matter too much. He's got interceptor on gold and glove on silver. Challenger on bronze. No clamps though, which kind of hurts. But if he does have a decent perimeter defense rating, it doesn't matter too much. It's at a 78. And his steals at a 56, huh? I mean, I guess I think I did have him mentored by Lonzo. Does Lonzo, at least, he's got some good defensive badges, cool. So even if he's not scoring, he's going to be providing good defense. Same with Wiggs. So we have a good defensive wing set, a good defensive power forward as well. I mean, they're silver, but you take what you take. And then silver badges and bronze badges there too. So defensively, we're pretty good, man. Can we just go up 3-0? We can. Okay, do not blow a 3-0 lead, 130-109. No injuries. Can we sweep them? We can. Let's go. We sweep the 1 seed. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. I just had to make sure I was still recording. I almost had a heart attack. But Cade has 22-10. Who are we facing in the finals? Probably OKC, and it is. So Shea is the Western MVP, and LaMelo is the East MVP. This will be another fun matchup. So Shea is better in this instance. Giddey is better. Wiggins is better than Derek. Wemby's way better than Jalen, and Jarrett is better than Chet. Hopefully, Wemby eats again. I'm just going to simulate game 1, see who sets the tone. We win. Okay. 1 point, by 1 point. It's a 1-point game. Okay. Deep breaths. Shea has 36. You know what I might even do? Just because I would imagine Giddey is not as good of a scorer as Shea. I might put Lonzo on Shea, and that is the case. I mean, Giddey's still putting up 26, but Shea's at 37. I'm going to see if we win this one. If we do, I won't change it. If we lose, I'll change it. We go up 2-0. Oh my gosh. 119-92. Shea has 24. Can we go up 3-0? No. Okay, so they win 1 there. Shea still has 36. Let's see. Game 1, it was Shea. Game 2, it was Shea. So I'm going to go ahead and put Lonzo on Shea. I think I'll be right back. Better to get ahead of it, right? All right, so can we go up 3-1? No, they tie it up 2-2. And then it's Josh Giddey. As soon as I change it up. So hopefully I didn't mess things up there. We will go ahead and simcast this one. We are at home in Charlotte, so hopefully we can win. It's a very tight game starting off. And they did end up taking a bit of a lead, but we take it back here in the 3rd. I will hop in if need be. Can we just go ahead and please win this 2K? It's looking good, but I don't want to talk because I've seen leads like this get blown all the time, but we do win. Let's go. LaMelo with 29 and 12. Josh Giddey with 29, Shea with 23, so we do contain him a little bit there. All right, so let's see if we can just go ahead and win in 6. This would make me so happy, dude. Let's have a look. Let's see. We're in Oklahoma. Starting off with another tight game, 19-13. I will definitely hop into this one. Going into the 3rd, we're up 59-44, 70. This is a long rebuild, man, but hopefully it pays off, and it looks like we're going to win the NBA Finals. Let's get it, bro. I love this team. I say that a lot, but this is genuinely super exciting, all the pieces we've got. And I think those moves were all realistic. At the start, more so, they got less realistic, but you got to remember, once the video starts, this is sort of a universe of its own. I didn't know if I had shot timing on user timing or on real play percentage because of the Lakers series. If you know, you know. Definitely check that one out. Have a lot of fun there too. But this team's awesome. I think the trades got less realistic over time, but as I said, the universe changes, team changes, and teams will value different things over time as well. So I think it definitely makes more sense than you would initially probably think. Let's actually get Vic alley-oop there. I suck at throwing alley-oops in this game. Let's run this pick and roll to perfection. And there it is. It's a foul, but we'll take it. Vic has 24. I have no idea what his free throw release is, but we green it. So I think, I don't know. It's probably going to be LaMelo winning finals MVP, but it could be Vic. Vic's got the rebounds. LaMelo has the assists, but that's awesome, dude. Let's get it. I'm so happy. This was a fun one to do. Usually you do these and then the team gets to a certain point where 2K probably thinks it's too good and you just choke, but we got lucky. No injuries or anything in this season. I'll definitely go ahead and take that. We got some good deals as well, picking up guys like Denny in that trade for Wiggins. And Wiggins even gave us 19 and 10 in the closeout game. So that was the right decision. Let's go, man. The Charlotte Hornets are your NBA champions. I don't even know what year we're in because I've been going for so long. But I will see you guys at the end screen. And let's get it, man. So the Charlotte Hornets are your NBA champions. And Victor, title of the video, or maybe not the title, but main purpose of the video does get finals MVP. I don't know if LaMelo was snubbed. We'll definitely check that. But let's have a quick look at that box score. Shea in a win or go home game chokes. He only has 17. Victor has 26. LaMelo has 23. And Lonzo was bad that entire playoff run. So the fact that we won, I guess his defense and his playmaking never gets bad. And then you see everyone else here too. So let me just check. If we go over to the playoff statistics, player stats, show me the NBA finals. Show me in points. We'll start there. So LaMelo had more points, less rebounds, way more assists, more steals. So he's literally playing defense like a 2K Park player. Less blocks. He shot better from the field and from three. So I think LaMelo might have been snubbed. I don't know. You guys tell me. But in any case, I had so much fun doing this one. This team was just fantastic. We had LaMelo, we had Vic, we had Jared Allen, we had Lonzo, who literally kickstarted it all. He made us respectable enough to get some other guys. And then we traded for Wiggins. Shout out to Ron Holland too for getting us Wiggins. He was good for us, but it was time for that next step. I saw a win now opportunity and I took it. We got Denny in that trade too. That's awesome. He was already moved on from the Wizards, etc. And then all the other guys we brought in too. So that was a ton of fun. This team is awesome. In any case, I hope you guys did enjoy this as much as I enjoyed filming it. I will see you guys in the next video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and leave a comment. I would love to hear your guys' feedback and start a conversation. We can have a chat about basketball or life or whatever you guys want. So I hope you guys have a good day and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.